Hello, my friends. Today I want to talk to you about 5 things that you need to do every day in order to improve your level of English. We all have studied English for a long time at school, at a language school, on around, wherever. But the thing is, usually when you go to school, you learn a lot of grammar, you learn a lot about vocabulary, you read a lot, you do a lot of exercises, but when you finish your school period, you don't feel like you can speak English, that you can use English as your own language. I'm not talking about your mother tongue, I'm just talking about English as a tool, as a language that you can use to communicate, to talk to different people, and achieve your goals. All right, so today I'm going to share with you these 5 tips that I really recommend you to follow so that you can make sure that you're learning and improving English day after day. All right, we're going to start with number 1. Number 1 is speak English. Doesn't matter how you do it, you need to find a way to speak English. It's useless if you read a lot, if you learn a lot of vocabulary, but if you know everything about the English grammar, but if you don't speak it, what are you learning it for? I mean, you need to speak English every day. That's the only way. There's no secret tip or magic or anything. You just need to speak English. Try to find somebody who can speak English at a good level, and if that's fine, talk to him or to her every day or as often as possible. Nowadays we've got the internet. The internet is wonderful, especially social media. To find somebody you can talk to. You can find somebody from England, from the United Kingdom, from Australia, from the United States, or from anywhere in the world that can speak English. Try to find someone and talk to him as often as possible, especially if you can do it every day. If you can do it every day, that's going to be fantastic. That's going to be great. But that is the only way to get the fluency that you need and the good pronunciation that you want to achieve. If you cannot practice every day, if you cannot speak to somebody every day, you can also speak to yourself. When you're driving, usually when we commute or when we're going from one place to another place, we spend a lot of time. If that's your case, use that moment to speak English, even to yourself, before you go to bed, in front of the mirror, when you're alone, playing video games. Find your way, right? Find that solution that works for you, right? That's point number 1. Point number 2, read English. You need to read English as much as possible, as often as possible. If you can read something in English every day, that's going to be great. You're going to increase your vocabulary. You're going to increase your understanding of the language. You're going to increase your knowledge of the English language. What things should you read? If your level is good enough, you can try with newspapers. There are lots of newspapers. If you don't know what to read, comment below. I'll read your comments and I'll try to point you in a good direction. All right. You can read novels, but depending on the novel, some of them are going to be harder than others. So you can read basically anything. Just find something that is interesting to you, because it's very important. Maybe a novel, maybe a textbook, I don't know, anything you can think of. I said newspapers, any kind of essay, whatever, something that you like, all right? If you like Harry Potter, that's a great start. If you like, I don't know, anything, any kind of book, it's going to be good for you, right? We're going to continue with number 3. Number three, this is something that I talk about every now and then in my classes. We're going to talk about watching videos and series in English. Every month, I ask my students, well, every month, every week, every now and then, I usually ask them what they are watching. And sometimes I say, your homework for this weekend is to watch something in English, start a new series, continue with the series that you're watching, watch a film in English. Do this every day. Try to watch something in English for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever fits your schedule. Maybe 1 hour a day can be harder in some cases. It depends on your personal situation, but I'm sure that you can find 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes to watch something in English every day. It's very important to do this every day. You need to get used to the pronunciation of native speakers. You need to get used to the way people actually speak. Nowadays, it's very easy to do this. In the past, it was harder, but nowadays we've got Netflix, we've got HBO, we've got YouTube. I don't care whether you watch something on Netflix, on YouTube, on HBO, Amazon Prime, and there are lots of other platforms where you can find videos in English, very, very easily. So, most of you probably already have an account, a Netflix account. Stop watching series in your own language. Watch them in English, alright? I will make another video about this idea, this misconception that we usually have when we're watching series in English. Should I watch series in English with subtitles, no subtitles, subtitles in English in my own language? Well, we will talk about that in the future. Right now, just try to watch something in English every day, right? Especially turning the language of the voices in English. Once we have talked about these three things, we're going to talk about the fourth thing that you need to do every day, which is you need to learn new vocabulary. Try to learn new vocabulary every day. 5 words every day, 10 words every day. If you learn 10 words every day, in 10 days you will have learned 1,000, 100. If you learn new words every day, if you learn... Point number 4. Point number 4 is learning vocabulary every day. Try to learn new words every day. Maybe 4 words, maybe 5 words, 20 words, 10 words, 30, I don't know, it's up to you, alright? But just keep in mind that if you learn 10 new words every day, after 10 days, you will have learned 100 new words. After 30 days, after 1 month, you will have learned 300 new words, alright? So if you keep working like this every day, you will see how your vocabulary increases dramatically, alright? So please do this. This is very important. I cannot highlight this enough. You need to do this every day, alright? And the last thing, tip number 5. You need to recap. You need to go through everything that you have learned in the last day or in the last few days, every 2 days, every 3 days. On your notebook, you get a notebook, you write down the vocabulary, the expressions that you hear on the series that you're watching, with the people that you're talking to. Write everything down, and every 2 days, every day, every 4 days, as you prefer, go through your notes, alright? Check them again. Make sure that you understand everything, and you need to revise everything that you have learned every now and then just to solidify your knowledge, alright? So, I really recommend you to follow these 5 steps that I have just mentioned. There is another thing that is important, and this is going to be step number 6, all right? 6. You were not expecting this, but I'm going to give you a sixth thing that you need to keep in mind. You need to be patient. Learning a new language takes time. I'm sorry, but nobody can expect or intend to learn English and get absolutely fluent, proficient in English in 1 month, 2 months, or even in a year. All right? So just keep learning and be patient. Every day you're getting one step closer to achieving your goals. All right? And as I always say, if you have got any questions, any doubts, any suggestions, or something that you want to comment, we have got a comment section below, so don't forget to leave your comment. Before finishing, I want to go through everything that I have explained. I have given you 5 tips to improve your English. Number 1 was speaking English every day. Number 2 was reading English. You need to read English every day. Number 3, watching videos and series in English every day. Number 4, learning new vocabulary. Get a notebook, write new words, new expressions every day, and try to learn 10 words, 5 words, 20 words every day. You'll see how your vocabulary rapidly grows. And number 5, recap. You need to revise everything that you have learned in the previous day. All right? Thank you for watching. I'll see you around.